How we doing? How we doing? Today is Wednesday, June the 11th, 2025. Just doing a real estate tap in with you for today. I tried this earlier, but there was some technical difficulties, so I wanted to record this again. Not a lot of big news to report on. Nothing major, anything that I found recently. Um, that's outside of what I've been talking about in terms of the market. Now that there are more sellers than buyers in most markets, you do have some markets that the supply is still low, and therefore causing bidding wars and prices uh, prices to be bid up, so to speak. But more and more states are experiencing increase in listings. So the tide is starting to change a little bit in most markets, in about half of the markets, probably a little bit more than half right now. So that's just where we are right now. Obviously, commercial still going through the issues that they're going through. We're starting to see some of this stuff kind of filter in through foreclosure, and some of the people with the real deep pockets are buying those opportunities. But I want to just let everybody know, if you're a seller, a realtor, investor, or buyer, during this particular time, you want to understand seller financing. You want to understand what it can do for you, the benefits for you. If you're a seller or a realtor, if you have clients, in some of these markets where properties are staying on the market a little bit longer, some of the buyers, due to the interest rate, are sitting on the sideline. If you can, offer seller financing, a lot of times it can bring, more buyers to your property, get more eyeballs on it, help you sell it faster. And there's different things that you can do when you create the note. It's not for every situation, but there are some situations where there are sellers out there that can take some of their equity now. They can take a monthly payment, and then they still have a lump sum that they're owed sometime in the future when they may need more or all of their equity out of the property. So that's for sellers or investors that have properties, and maybe it's a rental and you want to potentially think about creating a note on it, turning into a higher yielding investment for yourself, get more cash flow, less responsibility. You may want to do that. And realtors who have investor clients or sellers, you want to be able to present this option to them. Again, not everybody needs the $150,000, $200,000 worth of equity right now. Maybe they don't have some place to put it, or they're going to have some type of tax issue. Have to pay higher tax payment, on that capital gains. They may not want to do that. And understanding seller financing and creating notes could be of value to your customers. So my contact information is attached. If anybody wants to have further conversations, you can reach out. But I definitely am looking for people who want to learn about seller financing, who want to learn about real estate notes. There's an opportunity to buy notes. I just looked at a note today. It was written in 2008, and for the purchase price was $39,000 on the property. The property now is worth probably over $100,000. The note matures in another like 2.5 years. You can buy that note for less than $25,000 and get a double-digit return on that. And it's safe. What's going to happen? The person has $60,000 to $70,000 worth of equity in the property. If anything happens over the next 2.5, close to 3 years, they're going to sell the property. They don't want to, miss out on their equity. They've owned it, like I said, close to 20 years now. So, actually, it matures in 2038. So not in like 2.5 years, but more like 12.5 years. But still, if anything happens over the next however many years, market changes, market shifts, what are they going to do? They're going to sell the property most likely, and then you'll still get, paid off. You're buying it below what the unpaid balance is on it. So if they do sell it, you'll still get a lump sum for more than what you invested in the property, and in the meantime you'll collect payments, monthly payments until the property gets sold. So really safe investment. They've been paying on it, they're on time, it's a performing note. So there are more and more deals like that are out there. People want to try and cash in on some of these notes that they've held for a number of years, so they could then go and look for other opportunities. So if you're somebody out there, like I said, you have some funds somewhere, maybe getting single-digit returns, low single-digit returns, you may want to think about investing in real estate notes, and take advantage of the opportunity and just understanding real estate notes and seller financing at this particular time. So you can always reach out to me if you have any questions. My contact information will be there. You can send me an email, a text, or something like that, and we can talk a little bit further. But we're in a note cycle. We're probably going to be here for the next, I'd say 1.5 to 2 years, if not maybe longer. Just depends on how a lot of this, what they call shadow inventory, a lot of homes are in foreclosure, how they start to release that stuff out to the public. There'll be some unwinding of that probably towards the end of this year, going into next year and beyond. So really good opportunity right now, similar to 2008. Not the same, not the same as the GFC. It's a different time, but the opportunity to take advantage of some of these deals, are out there right now. So, reach out to me and let's have a conversation. I think that if anybody, has funds and thinking about real estate, you should at least find out about the opportunity and see if it, fits what you're looking for. All right. Talk to you soon. Everybody have a great day.